All right, let me ask you something. What if there was a secret to effortless writing? A system that could literally transform the stuff you read into this constant stream of brilliant ideas. Well, today, we're going to unlock exactly that. It's the powerful method from Sönke Ahrens' book, How to Take Smart Notes. And trust me, it's probably going to change everything you thought you knew about thinking and writing.
I mean, you know this feeling, right? The research is finally done, the deadline is just screaming at you, and you sit down to finally write. And then, nothing. Just this profound, deafening silence. It's that moment every single writer absolutely dreads.
It just sits there, mocking you. That single, pulsing point of light in this vast, empty universe of ideas. But here's the thing. What if the problem isn't you? What if that blank page? What if it's actually a trap?
So the book makes this really radical claim. That panic you feel, it's not a creative failure. Not at all. It's actually the logical result of a totally flawed process. This whole myth of the blank page, Ahrens argues, is the very thing that paralyzes us.
I mean, think about it. We've all been taught this same conventional wisdom, right? Brainstorm from absolute scratch, make some rigid plan, and then just suffer through that final agonizing step of writing it all out. But there is another way, a completely different path where ideas just emerge naturally, where writing becomes the effortless byproduct of your thinking. So the real question is, how do we get there?
Well, the answer actually lies with a German sociologist, a guy who pretty much defied all the rules of productivity. We're talking about a man who published over 70 books and 400 articles, and he did it all while making it look, well, completely effortless.
So, meet Niklas Luhmann. In just over 30 years, he published more than 70 books and 400 scholarly articles. I mean, the range of subjects was just incredible. His output was so prolific, it seemed almost superhuman. And the mystery? It only gets deeper when you hear how he described his own work process.
Just let that sink in for a second. No force, no willpower, no grinding it out through writer's block. Whenever he got stuck, he just did something else. How is that even possible? How did this man become a literary machine by only doing what he felt like doing?
And the answer, it turns out, is brilliant in its simplicity. Luhmann's secret wasn't some kind of innate genius. It wasn't willpower. It was a system, a physical second brain that did all the heavy lifting for him, freeing up his mind to be curious and playful. And you know what the best part is? Anyone can build one. Okay, so how does this system actually work? Well, it all starts with a simple but really powerful idea. Not all notes are created equal. The Smart Notes method breaks them down into three very distinct types. Okay, so first, you've got your fleeting notes. Think of these as quick, temporary reminders you jot down anywhere on anything. They're basically your idea inbox. Then you have literature notes. This is key. When you're reading, you don't just highlight stuff. You capture the essence of an idea in your own words. This forces you to really understand it, not just copy it. But the real magic happens with the third type, permanent notes. This is where you connect everything, rewriting your ideas on their own individual cards, almost like you're explaining them to a friend. And where do all these permanent notes live? In one single place, the Zettelkasten, which is German for slip box. Now, this is not some dusty old filing cabinet for dead information. No way. You have to think of it more like a living ecosystem, a physical web of your thoughts where ideas can actually connect, interact, and grow on their own. The rules for this are super simple but incredibly powerful. One single idea per note. That's it. Write it out in full sentences with total clarity. And here is the absolute key. You link this new note to other related notes already in the box. See, you're not just filing ideas away to be forgotten, you're actively creating a web of thought. And over time, entire topics and arguments just start to emerge on their own. It's this amazing bottom-up approach to building knowledge. Now, this might sound like a simple mechanical process, but it has this profound effect on how you actually think. This isn't just about organizing your notes. It's about literally building an external brain.
You know, the philosopher Neil Levy points out a really crucial truth here. Our minds, they don't work in a vacuum. We absolutely need external tools to think complex thoughts. And the slipbox, well, it's the ultimate scaffold for your mind. It allows you to build these intricate ideas that you just couldn't construct in your head alone. Think about it. Our own brains are brilliant, for sure. But they're also flawed. They're prone to bias, they jump to conclusions, they forget things. The slipbox, on the other hand, is objective. It holds ideas in their pure form, and it starts revealing these surprising connections you'd never see otherwise. Over time, it becomes way more than a database. It becomes your intellectual sparring partner.
And this isn't just Luhmann's idea.
The great physicist Richard Feynman famously said something similar about his own notebooks. He said, "They aren't a record of my thinking process. They are my thinking process." That's the shift. This system isn't where you just store your thoughts, it's where you actually have them.
So when you put all of this together, the 3 types of notes, the slip box, and this whole idea of an external brain, you finally unlock the ultimate payoff, and that is effortless writing.
So what happens? What happens when you just feed this system, day after day, for a few weeks, a few months? Well, those small individual notes you've been making, they start to grow into something truly incredible.
That blank page, it just disappears. Forever. The struggle, the anxiety, that constant question of what on earth do I write, it all just dissolves. Because with a system like this, you never, ever start from zero again.
Writing completely stops being this painful, final task. Instead, it becomes the natural, effortless byproduct of your learning and thinking. When you want to write an article, you just look at the clusters of notes that have formed in your slipbox, you arrange them in a logical order, and you flesh out the connections. Your first draft, it's pretty much already there, just waiting for you.
So you see, that initial problem, that blinking cursor of doom, it gets completely flipped on its head. Your challenge is no longer a scarcity of ideas, but an abundance of them. It's not about what to write anymore. Now it's about deciding which of your many fully formed ideas you're going to share with the world first. Look, this system is so much more than just a note-taking method. It's a completely new way to think. If you want to dive deeper into all this, Sönke Ahrens' book is the perfect guide. It's a path to making your whole intellectual journey not just more productive, but honestly, profoundly more joyful.